Welcome to the Broken Road Quilt Along. I'm so happy to have you quilting along with me. I know you're going to enjoy making Broken Road just as much as I have. And as a matter of fact, I have made it 5 times. Here are just a few of the examples of the quilts that I have made using my Broken Road pattern. Speaking of which, first things first, you do need to make sure you get a copy of my Broken Road pattern. For this quilt along, you have a choice. You can make a larger quilt using the Broken Road pattern. It comes in lap and twin and queen size. If you want to make something smaller, there is my Broken Road mini pattern. It comes in wall and crib size or baby size. So you can choose whichever one of those you would like, and if you would like to save on my pattern, make sure you sign up for my special Quilt Along newsletter. You'll find a link in the video description below. When you sign up, you'll get a code that you can use in my shop to get either or both of the Broken Road patterns for an additional $2 off. Since they're already on sale, you would be saving $4 each. So I would snap them up while I can. Once you have your pattern and you've signed up for my newsletter, I will be sending out in the newsletter a reminder every time that I create one of these videos so that you'll be able to pick up my tips for making Broken Road. Now let's talk about the schedule. The schedule will be weekly every Thursday from now until June 20th. At that point, you will then have about 6 weeks to make your quilt top or your finished quilt and enter it for some prizes. You'll have until midnight of August 7th to get a photo of your quilt or quilt top. I'll take either in order to enter for a prize. I have a page on my blog, which I will link to below, which has the entire quilt schedule on it. So if you want to know more about the details of what you'll be learning every week, you can go to that page and it will help you out. Since I did mention prizes, I think I should talk about that for just a moment. The Broken Road Quilt Along is a part of my month-long celebration of my very first signature collection with Island Batik, which is called Reflections. So it seems appropriate that the prizes would reflect that. See what I did there? Anyway, first prize will be a fat quarter collection from Reflections. So as you can see, it's very beautiful. Lots and lots of gorgeous colors. And so one lucky winner will win that. Plus, as part of the first prize, they will also get a copy of the patterns that I wrote specifically for Reflections. That includes Emerald Lodge, Snake Eyes, and Greek Mosaic. And whichever of the Broken Road patterns you don't have. So if you only purchased one for this quilt along, you'll get the other. If you purchase both, then you can pick another pattern from my shop in lieu of that. Now that's the first prize. The second prize will be an entire, let me get that over here, an entire Fat Eighth collection from Reflections. Again, just as gorgeous, just as beautiful, but fat eighths instead of fat quarters. So that's what the second prize winner will receive. Again, in order to enter for a prize, you can make a quilt or a quilt top. If you make a finished quilt, if you manage to get it finished by the deadline, which is August 7th at midnight, Eastern Standard Time, then you'll get 2 chances entered to 2 chances to win. If you finish a quilt top, then you get 1 chance. Now, since there are 2 Broken Road patterns, you might find that you have enough time to make more than 1 Broken Road quilt, and that's okay too. So feel free to enter those for extra chances to win. Now, today is week 1 of our quilt along, and the topic today is fabric selection. On my blog, I'll have a link in the video description to a special post for fabric selection that's on my website. So you can go there and look for more inspiration. But as you can see behind me, you can make Broken Road using any collection that you'd like. I do tend to go with jewel tones because those are my favorites. So both this version, which happens to be the baby size, and this version down here, which happens to be the wall size, are both made in jewel tone type fabrics. Behind me here is the larger Broken Road. I believe it's in the lap size, and it was made not with an entire collection, but with 2 colors, reds and blues, but it is, again, scrappy. Depending on what you choose, you'll be using either fat quarters or fat eighths to make your Broken Road quilt. Now, I did mention that on my blog I've got some additional inspiration. For example, as you can see back here, I do tend to go with either white or cream plus colors. You might choose to pick a collection and make the colors really pop by using black as your background, or maybe a light color from the collection, like a light teal or a light peach instead of just a white. Or you might choose to go with a gray. Gray goes with a lot of the colors, the fabrics being offered today. So you choose what you want as your background. Again, you'll find additional inspiration on my blog with the link below, so you don't have to worry about how to find that. Now, once you have chosen your fabrics, and again, it's kind of scrappy, so you can choose a set of colors, or you can limit yourself to 2 of your favorite colors, like maybe green and purple. Why purple? Because purple's great. That's why. Then after you do that, you'll find on the pattern itself how much you'll need of each of those, how much of the background and how much of the colors that you're choosing. As you make your fabric selections, I would like to have you share them. You can share them in my Facebook group, my private Facebook group, which is called Quilting with Inquiring Quilter, or you can just share them online. And if you do, please add the hashtag #Broken Road QAL for Quilt Along. So BROKEN ROAD QAL. With a pound sign in the front. That's a hashtag. That helps other people. You can search for that hashtag and find everybody's fabric selections. In order to, though, make sure that I see your post, please tag me. And the way you do that is by typing in the @ symbol and then Inquiring Quilter. So it's @Inquiring Quilter, and that's how you tag me online, and then I'll be able to see your post and like it and comment it, and other people would be able to see it too. So I hope you will share your fabric selections that way and get us all excited. Now, since we're talking about fabric, we should also talk just a moment about cutting. There are complete cutting directions in both the patterns, including how to cut your quilt out using AccuQuilt. I love AccuQuilt, and it saves me lots of time. So if you happen to have AccuQuilt as well, it will tell you in the pattern what size dies you will need, and also what additional material you may need to buy in order to accommodate AccuQuilt. for those who don't know, with AccuQuilt, you typically cut strips that are just slightly wider than what you're looking for, and then you run them through the machine, and it trims them to the exact size that you need. Like if you needed squares that were 3 inches, you would cut strips that were larger than 3 inches. So because of that, typically in order to purchase a pattern and then use it for AccuQuilt, you have to make a few adjustments and maybe buy a little bit more fabric. So in the pattern, I tell you exactly how much you will need additional. The other thing that you will want to consider before you buy any fabric for this is the method that you will use to make the half square triangles. As you can see, there's lots of half square triangles. Well, in the pattern, I use the traditional 2 at a time method. That's the method where you draw a line down the square and you sew 1/4 of an inch on either side of that diagonal line. Now that's wonderful when you're going very scrappy. But if you, for example, want to do this one behind me that's like reds and blues and mostly just 2 colors, you might decide to just go with like 3 fabrics, a background, a red, and a blue. And that's fine too. If you do that, however, you might want to choose a faster way of making your half square triangles. If so, you'll want to check out my YouTube channel, which does describe and, well, more than describe, it demonstrates all the different ways in which you can make half square triangles. In addition, I have a half square triangle cutting guide, which will help you make the adjustments if you decide to switch to a different method. For example, if you decide to do the 8 at a time method, you'll be cutting different size squares. So you'll need to figure how many of those do you need and how much can you get out of, a yard of fabric. So you need to figure that out so that you know whether you need to buy a little bit more, a little bit less of the fabrics that I specify because of the method we're using in this pattern. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel, check out the different ways to make half square triangles, and make an informed decision about how you would like to make your half square triangles for this project. Just as one final note, I have a special page on my blog, as I mentioned earlier, that has all of this information. It will have the information on how to sign up for the newsletter so that you get the discount for purchasing the Broken Road pattern. It will have photos of lots of versions of Broken Road so that you can be inspired and choose the colors that you want. It will have a link to my YouTube channel and the special download that I have for the half square triangle cutting guide. So all of that is all in one place if you would rather read rather than watch. So feel free to jump over to my blog and check that out. And I can't wait to see what fabrics you choose to use to make your version of Broken Road. So I will see you online, and then we will meet here again next Thursday for another installment in the Broken Road Quilt-along. Bye.